state statutes does provide for open record retention. The GAB can't provide specific advice to municipal clerks regarding that retention or the open record provision. However, in regard to your question about sending those devices earlier than the time period permitted by law, state law does require, following general elections, that municipal clerks must maintain that device for 21 days after the election. Following primaries, the time period is 14 days. After that time period has passed, there may be requirements to maintain that information for federal elections. And for these particular elections, I believe you're referencing the June 5th election, those municipal clerks should not have sent that to the manufacturer prior to that 21-day expiration time period. That is, since those municipal or those county or municipal clerks have been, when those questions have been arisen and have been contacted, and that has been corrected.
Right, except that I'm sorry, but there's been no relief in terms of what happened. Now, these cartridges were sent back to the people who were motivated to erase them.
Right, and in regard to the open records, that's again where the GAB does not have direct authority over Chapter 19 of the Open Records provision, and that's directly what your question is.
Except when it comes to issuing.
Question.
I assume these machines all have power-on self-test when they're energized and they go through their startup routines. Do those power-on self-tests write to a file the day of those elections and match to a stick?
Yeah, I'm not that technical, so I don't really.
There's a serious issue in the state of Wisconsin with us trusting anything. And if these machines don't spit out a written receipt that I can see with my own eyes verifying that machine accepted my vote correctly, there was an issue last time I voted. I asked the person there, I said, how do I know? I mean, I know who I'm voting for, but how do I know that machine knows who I'm voting for after that paper goes in there? Because I've worked in electronics for 30+ years, and I totally understand everything inside there.
Sure, and that's required for direct reporting electronic systems, commonly referred to as touchscreens. These systems that we're looking at today don't meet the qualifications of a touchscreen. Generally, the touchscreens are for accessibility purposes. The AutoMark isn't considered a touchscreen because it doesn't tabulate votes, whereas DRE, or direct recording electronic, actually will tabulate votes. Okay. So in regard to optical scan systems, state law currently does not require these systems to produce a written report to voters after they have cast their ballot.
So how does unless you ask, you can't even ask for a hand ballot when you're voting. If you don't trust the machinery, there was nowhere I could get a hand ballot.
State law also requires municipalities that have a population of over 7,500 to require tabulation by electronic voting equipment. So that is a mandate by the legislature.
So I would have to somehow vote in a different district if I wanted to have this hand tabulated?
Sir, I'm talking about just the realities of what the state requirements are in this regard.
That's why most of us are here, because the realities have led us to this.
Well, and what we're here for today is a public demonstration of the voting equipment that we're testing today. Not to get, I mean, well, obviously I don't have your questions, but just so the intent is clear of what we're here today is to allow you, the members of the public, the opportunity to demonstrate or to demo on this.
Okay, so to finish, there's no way for us to know that it's tabulated correctly.
We've had numerous recounts in the past year. We've had the one that just happened.
No, that doesn't matter to the individual voter because they want to know that.
Currently, state law does not make that requirement.
Thank you.